Is it political or is it biblical? Look, Christians are often told that we shouldn't get involved in politics. We're told to stick to the Bible and to leave the issues like abortion and gay marriage and gender reassignment surgery, the border, the war in Israel even, and the climate. Leave it to the politicians. Leave all of that to the professionals, the politicians. They'll take care of it. But here's the problem with that argument. Every one of those issues that I just mentioned, they're all biblical issues. You see, God has something to say about every one of these issues. After all, God created and designed all of these things. He designed life, and so God naturally has something to say about the evil of abortion that's taking the precious life that He's knitting together in their mother's womb. God designed marriage, and so God has everything to say about what marriage is and what it isn't. Even in today's woke world, see, man can't redefine what God has defined. Man isn't God. Some people need to be reminded of that. Look, God created us male and female. God has everything to say about sexuality and gender. It's His design. God created borders. God created the world and everything in it. Look, I submit that every issue in our world today, except maybe the tax rate, that's a biblical issue. They're all biblical issues, and Christians are commanded to speak truth, God's truth, into our world. You know, Jesus once said, "Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to God." Now, many use this statement from Jesus as an excuse to remain silent, claiming that, well, whatever the topic is, it should just be left to the secular forces in our world. Isn't that what Jesus said? Just give it to Caesar, leave it to Caesar. Absolutely not. Check out the context in which Jesus spoke these words. It's in Luke chapter 20. See, Jesus was asked if his followers should pay taxes to Caesar, to the government. That was the question. That's it. And Jesus responded, yes. Give Caesar your taxes. And in the same statement, Jesus was also indicating that everything else must be given to God. Yes, give the government your taxes, but give God your loyalty. Give God your allegiance, your love, your devotion. Give God your life. While the government is worthy to receive just a little bit of our worldly wealth, okay, whatever, here it is. Don't always like what you do with it, but all right, here it is. They can get a little bit of that, but God is the only one who's worthy to receive everything else. So don't ever fall for that manipulative lie from the pit of hell that Christians should stay out of the conversation. It's simply the principalities of darkness not wanting the light of Christ to show up. And because when that happens, what happens is that they get exposed for what they are. They're liars, they're frauds, they're cheap alternatives to what the wonderful, amazing things that God has designed for His creation, for you and for me. So give the government your taxes and give God everything else. Speak truth into our world that's drowning in lies right now. They need what you have. They need what God has for them. Let your light shine before men.